Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year from us here at Off Slate Media. I'm Jared, this is Jake, and this is the final bite size of 2024. And we're excited. It's been a fun-filled year full of surprises. I'm trying to do wordplay and it's not working because I'm too excited over the new year.
Bite size arises?
Yes. And you know why I'm excited? The new year's here and Christmas is done. And I'm excited.
Bite size arises.
Yes. This year we spent the first chunk of the year talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender, the third book. Then we did Sherlock. Then we did Star Wars Visions. And last week we did Garfield for Christmas, and now to end the year, we're going to do a little New Year's bite-sized year finale for Do It Yourself, Mr. Bean, which is from the Mr. Bean British comedy series. It's the 9th episode of the show. If those of you don't know who Mr. Bean is, look him up. It's Rowan Atkinson playing the titular character, and he's really goofy. That's about the best way to put it.
That's Halloween vibes.
I have not seen this.
Ever?
I've never seen an episode of Mr. Bean. I've seen shorts. I've seen bits and pieces of, there's a couple movies. I think most of it's from Mr. Bean's Holiday, which came out when I was a youngin'. So that's probably why.
Still are youngin'.
Not really. We're old. We're both old.
What are you, like 30?
Yeah.
What am I, like 38?
Yeah, almost 40.
Ugh.
But today we're going to have
fun. My bones turning to dust.
We're going to have fun today because it's the new year and we're watching Mr. Bean try to put on a party, I think is what it says.
Is that the only thing that it has to do with New Year's, is that it's a party?
It's a New Year's Eve party. New Year's Eve 1993. It aired in January 1994. Like a couple weeks after.
That's odd.
I don't know. You know British television.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have anything to add before we get into the spirit of New Year's with Mr. Bean?
Do I look like I have anything to add?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Let's
take a bite.
Welcome back. We just watched Do It Yourself, Mr. Bean, from Mr. Bean, the British comedy series. That was delightful.
It was. I appreciate that most of the comedy was physical and that they don't talk much.
And that's what Mr. Bean is. It's mostly physical comedy, and that's why it ages better than most comedy, because people...
When they talk, they make jokes about the times that they live in.
Yeah. And whereas physical, it's just things exploding is funny. People running into things trying things.
That was really funny.
There's something about when the explosion happens off screen that's funnier.
I wondered
who was going to get it?
No. I wondered why he left his hat there and what was going to happen. And it took a long time for that joke to pay off.
It was worth it.
Yep. And then you just don't see him covered in paint. You just see his footprints.
Yep. And you see his silhouette on the wall.
I was going to say, take that as a statement to say, implied humor is always funnier than...
Just, he's got his ears plugged in. Boom! And I'm laughing. The
chair thing was funny, too.
Yeah, I think that's the most famous thing from the episode. He drives his car while sitting in a chair. What a chair? Recliner chair, like a what is the word I'm looking for? If it's not a recliner, what do you call that kind of chair?
A lounge chair.
Yeah, so it's like a lounge chair, but it's on top of his Mini Cooper. But because he has too much stuff, he drives it with strings and like a mop and a broom attached to each other. He's pushing the gas, like. Yeah, I read that they tried that on. I did read that as well. Like, I thought I remembered a MythBusters thing, and they did, in fact, try that. Yeah. I remember when he's cutting the wall out, and he's cutting pictures apart, and there's a picture of Princess Diana, and you were like, "Oh no!" And it's like it was a couple years before. It's like nothing the episode did wrong. It's just now, and it says
It was like, "Oh no!" And then they cut through whoever the other guy is.
I can't remember. Is it Charles?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but
Charles was like, "Oh no."
They removed that part. It says after her death. They removed it from later airings. So, yeah, and they cut a scene that we didn't see that happens in the department store, which was called where is it? Arding and Hobbs, which is no longer around. The building, I believe, is there, but that store is gone. Oh, it's just called an armchair. So, yeah, it does have to do with New Year's. The first, because it's cut into two parts, even though it's within 25 minutes. Part one is his New Year's Eve party, where his friends ditch him by turning the clock fast. Well, he's feeding him twigs and sugar, vinegar,
whatever it is.
No, it was vinegar with sugar. It was sugared vinegar.
Yeah, but like
instead of champagne.
What's the
Marmite?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he dipped twigs in Marmite. With him, there's something like he's cutting them off the tree with a cleaver or a machete or something, like his big knife. And I already thought it was funny. And then when it cuts to his friends Rupert and Hubert sitting in there, like them hearing him, and he just pops into the little hole there and just goes like that with his knife. And that got me pretty good.
The women laughing at the two of them
coming out of their hats. And what was the song playing?
Oh, jeez.
You started singing.
I can't remember it anymore.
You were singing along.
I knew it.
And then Auld Lang Syne is sung multiple
Obviously.
times. Yeah, because New Year's. There are things, I think, like Teddy is a thing in every episode. So it's like to us who've never seen it and we don't have context, it's like I can tell that's important, but I also it's not quite as funny because we're not, this is the 9th episode or whatever I said. Even though it's not a very long show, it's a reoccurring thing. Yeah, there was a cut scene in that department store I mentioned, right? Yeah. And yeah, I had quite a good time. The face he makes when he has the pencil in his mouth as he's trying to measure the opening. So he gets the new chair. So now he has 2 chairs, but he can't fit everything. So he moves his table from under the opening, whatever you call that, the kitchen window. And he just drops the ketchup bottle, and it smashes on the floor. And instead of going to look at what happened, he goes, and he just does it again with another glass thing. So instead of just, like you said, moving the table back or like rearranging, he cuts a hole in the other side, ruins his phone line, a painting and some pictures, and it's a perfect fit in the old spot. That's and then of course using the big firework to paint. He wraps everything in newspaper, and I think when he lit it, I go, because I remember, he keeps taking the doorknob off. That doorknob's wrapped up, so it kind of makes us think, it's gonna go off before he gets out. But then he gets out, I go, okay, something's gonna happen. And then, which one was it?
I think it was Rupert.
It was Rupert. It was Hubert.
It was Hubert, okay.
Yeah, so I had a great time. This was because it's so short. I'd watch this whole show easily. You could probably watch it in a day. Because what is it? 11 episodes or something. It's not very
Let me
long.
ask you, the Mr. Bean movies, are those American movies?
I don't No, I don't know that much about Mr. Bean. I've seen pieces of those. I'm looking it up now. Let's see. Movie appearances. Okay, Bean in 97 is British. I think the 2007 one might be both. It's a universal distribution. Yeah, it's a US, UK, France thing. So the first movie, it looks like it's British, and the second movie is a lot more American. But that second movie is, again, I know it's a take on Mr. Hulot's Holiday, which is it's a bunch of misadventures around the main character of each one going on vacation. Because you can easily see that if you know Jacques Tati, the big influence on Rowan Atkinson's physical humor, just the way he kind of, like, every little quirk about his mannerisms and gesture, like, everything is just so perfectly timed and just minute. Like, he's not flailing his arms and running around everywhere like some do. It's very, is the best way I can put it into words. So,
Calculated.
Thank you. Yeah, Rowan Atkinson is really funny, and you know what famous animated character he voiced, right?
I probably do, but I don't know. I didn't hear his voice in this all too much. So, what is it?
He is Zazu in The Lion King.
That stupid 2019 one
No.
had me thinking that
John
John
Oliver
Oliver was just...
Oh, if it was John Oliver, Mr. Bean, it'd be something like, well, I could cut a hole in the wall, but I won't. And then there's a bunch of laughter. That's John Oliver's Bean. But Rowan Atkinson's is...
Don't...
What?
Nothing.
But yeah, that's how that was my exposure to Rowan Atkinson as well as a kid. That's Zazu. But yeah, just been around a while, done a lot, really funny guy, and yeah.
And now I have the morning report stuck in my head.
Features the morning report. That one, right?
Yep.
But not in the new one. They don't sing it. Doesn't he say his line?
I wonder why.
Doesn't he say his line from his show? And that's the news or something?
Yeah.
Something stupid.
That seems something fairly correct.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have to say about Do It Yourself, Mr. Bean.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the year as a whole? Just I kind of went over the couple things we did.
We had a pretty good year. I mean, most of it was last year, but we watched Avatar, and that's always a good time.
It, yeah.
We watched Sherlock. That's one of my favorite shows from years ago, and
that was fun to finally see it from all the hype that I'd heard since it first came out.
Visions
almost 15 years ago.
And then there's Visions. We both love animation, think it's the ultimate medium, so that made a lot of sense, and it really paid off as far as our enjoyment of watching it. And I know you hate Christmas.
I don't hate Christmas.
You hate Christmas.
I don't hate it.
You hate.
I don't hate
Christmas.
I do not hate it. I don't like it, but I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't like Christmas time, especially. That's why I'm happy this week, because the year is ending. Mm-hmm. On to a new year. That about sums up my 2024 thoughts.
On to a new year?
Yeah. Unless you have anything else. Did you want to tell them where they can find us for 2025?
You have the napkin.
Yeah. I said if you didn't have anything
I guess
else.
I can tell them where they can find
right.
us. In 2025, but in 2025 only, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the ever funny TikTok. If you want to listen to us, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, if it's still a thing, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. Check out our groovy website. It's probably grooving along right now just because it's New Year's Eve and all that.
Yeah.
You can also come back to YouTube, see our smiling faces. He's wearing those so he doesn't get a seizure from the flashing lights. It's very distracting to look at you with those two going behind you. On YouTube, you can like, subscribe, ring the bell, get notified every time we upload new videos. And other than that, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year! Take a New Year bite.
Take a new bite.
Yeah. Should old acquaintance be forgot, and something
And never brought to mind.
Never brought to mind.